What's up, my beautiful people? How are you guys doing? Special little broadcast at 10:30 at night Pacific time. I don't even know who's up right now. I just felt very strongly, intuitively compelled. Hey, what's going on, Haley? I felt very intuitively compelled to jump on here and just talk about the energies, all the world shit that's going on, all the craziness. And I've had a few people reach out to me, ask me if I'm okay. A lot of people have been having dreams about me, which is really interesting. Yeah, I'm okay. Definitely. What are you doing awake over there in fucking Florida? Well, yeah, you do have a baby at home. That's understandable. What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. I've been really feeling this energy right now. Today's a very special day. What's up, Jessica? How you doing? There's shit from Chicago. All right, yeah, get it. Hell yeah. So I guess you guys are like me, you can't sleep, right? My sleep has been all over the place, but I go through these phases where I'm like, I feel like I'm riding this wave of just like electrocuting high vibration energy, and then it's like, oh, just get like knocked back down. It's been very intense, but very good, very good. And we can see this massive level of I kind of feel like the movie Inception right now, right? And after watching Out of the Shadows, like I just don't really want sleep, right? I don't want to really watch any movies anymore because it makes you think, like, okay, we the awakened ones, we the high vibration ones, we're like seeing all this stuff happen, all this stuff come out, but is that all part of the plan too? Is like part of this product, because clearly there's some very like higher level technology, higher state of beings. There's a spiritual warfare going on that's beyond our comprehension, clearly. And with that comprehension, it's like, who knows at what level. I'm sure they know that people are going in our direction, that other people are going in the other direction, where they're, staying, I guess, at a more controlled level. That's my perception of it. You go to bed between 3 and 5 a.m. Good Lord. Shit. What time you sleep until? Doesn't the baby wake up at like 6? That's crazy. So, today is a very important day because, metaphorically speaking, this is when Jesus was resurrected, right? Now, I don't consider myself a Christian, but I do believe in Christianity. I think it's a great, thought process and philosophy to follow. But I believe in more like the shamanic version of how energy works. And I believe that we're all waking up into a Christ consciousness, which is essentially living from the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension is the heart chakra. It's Christ consciousness, right? And more people are seeing this. That's why relationships are going haywire, the ones that are dysfunctional. That's why people are all of a sudden feeling like something's wrong, because now that we've fucked with the Shamans resonance through that, grand meditation, now that we're having people in very powerful places come in exposing all this deep state, dark, fucked up shit that's going on with, what's up, Kelly? This deep, dark, fucked up shit that people are doing. And now they're like making it very well known. This woman, this spirit cooker, woman is now like the spokesperson for Microsoft. Creepy fucking shit. Like these people are on another level, like, and they're trying to make this adrenochrome look like it's like acceptable. Like they're saying that they're transfusing people's blood with children's blood. They're not saying where it's coming from. They're doing like penis facials. I mean, weird shit, dude. And like children are the ones that are being sacrificed here. That is unacceptable, completely unacceptable. And it's so interesting to me because I can see this in my own life and experience, like just how fragile the energetic vortices are, the how people are interacting. And even being as aware as we are, shit slipping through the cracks. Like I have to be hyper aware of my own process 24/7 now, because it's like as our intuition raises and gets more sensitive and goes deeper, it's like the expansion, you're communicating and being in contact with all these deeper, intense layers of energies that are that you have to be able to decipher. Are they good or are they bad? This is all about expanding these emotional boundaries, but also creating stronger emotional boundaries, right? We need that strong for more, the more power that we create in our energetic field. We need these stronger boundaries, sort of like a stronger net to hold ourselves accountable and responsible for our own energies. Excuse me. So we have a really interesting aspect coming up. Well, today and tomorrow, we're going to have the moon going over Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn. But this Mercury-Chiron conjunction, I really want to talk about for a minute. Because, oh shit, what's up, Richie from San Diego? Beautiful down there. I love San Diego. This energy with Mercury and Chiron and Uranus getting ready to go to 6 degrees of Taurus too. There's going to be some pretty, I believe, major shifts that are going to come from the subtle undertones of what's going on and expose themselves, but be fundamentally highly transformative. Because Uranus is always this like, expect the unexpected. It's all this unknown energy. And then we have Mercury conjunct Chiron. This is like communication with our deepest, our deepest vulnerability, our deepest fears, our deepest, what ifs, why, for everything that we can't explain the why for in our lives, that is coming up, and we're wondering, why don't we understand why? This deep need to know and to understand is getting deeper and more intense. Now, as the nodes come to a close in the Capricorn Cancer paradigm, it's going to move into Gemini. The North node is going to move into Gemini. South node is going to move into Sagittarius. Now, it's going to move directly into the galactic center. Okay, so that is the galactic center is essentially the center of our consciousness, the center of our being. And when the South node goes to the center of our being, this is needing to let go of the very core fundamental survival mechanisms in our energetic field that are holding us back. That's going to be really this is going to be an intense fucking summer, guys, because we're also going to have Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto all retrograding over the same degrees that it's gone over for the last 3 months. Think about that for a minute. So we've gone into this energy, right? And it has been by far the most transformational energy that anybody has seen in this lifetime, multiple lifetimes probably. We're going to go back over it. And while we're going back over it, we have Venus going retrograde and we have the nodes shifting. So that's going to change the dynamic immensely. It's going to bring in all new dynamics, all new private relationships. Now, relationships in regards to when Venus is retrograde, especially in Gemini, and with the North Node going in Gemini, that Venus is going to go over the North Node. Okay, this is like it could be like you think that your twin flame, your soulmate's coming in, but if it's retrograde, there's usually some rose tinted glasses there. So once Venus goes direct, it's going to be like, what the fuck did I do? But you know what? It's because we need to learn that lesson. So when Venus, Venus is in shadow already. So be particularly careful. Hello, seeker of X. Be especially careful when it comes to relationships and partners that may be coming in. It's teaching you a lesson. Also with money. Money is going to be big, 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 big. And with the North Node going into Gemini, it's going to go from we're feeling emotional, we're feeling like, like all these emotions purging, and a lot of people don't like all these deep emotions, particularly like Capricorns and Aquarians and like half the zodiac, right? Like really the Pisces and Cancer and Libras really, really enjoy the emotions, but for the most part, the rest are like, let's. But we've had to create these emotional boundaries and this emotional center to be strong and powerful for this energetic upgrade. Now we're going into Gemini, where it goes from the future of like getting our emotions figured out to the future of getting our mind, how we're going to communicate with the world, how we're going to set in to the way that we communicate with ourselves, This is like taking those emotional boundaries and structuring them, like taking care of the details to understand where it's coming from and why and how. So this could be, we can start seeing a lot more people speaking out, a lot more people voicing their opinion, and a lot of people are already voicing their opinion. This is going to get way, way bigger. Okay. And what about the South Node in Sagittarius? You know, this is sort of like shifting the mindset into letting go of all these big ideas and bringing it down into one solid belief. And with Jupiter in Capricorn, that's also like validating and solidifying that too. Sagittarius is all about, I have 50,000 options and we have 50,000 different things to explore and decide. And this is, we have one thing that we're focused on, and now we're going to master this one thing. And we have to let go of these different things and different ideas that aren't serving us, right? We love that ish. Hell yeah. All of it. So yeah, this vulnerable, this is like going into that wounded child and it's poking, saying, hey, what are you still doing down there? What are you still doing down there? It's like going to be knocking on the door, not going to let us go. So, you know, with these shifts and changes, you know, we want to really, really take heed and take count, because this next couple weeks with Saturn quincunx the North Node, it's really asking us, do we really, really want this for life? Do we really want to go forward into this? Do we really is this what we really, 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 really want to do? Is this your last chance? So make sure that you're sure within yourself. And how do we know, how do we make sure, especially with all this crazy shit and all this transformation, all this change going on? We make sure by checking into our heart. I cannot stress it enough. I know it's so easy to pick sides right now with all this external stuff going on, but what do you feel in your heart? And all these external forces are pulling on those heartstrings. Do you want to believe in Democrats or Republicans? Do you want to believe in, big pharma or, alternative medicine? Do you want to believe that China is against the United States? Do you want to believe that, my cock's bigger than your cock? It doesn't fucking matter. Right? Because everything has to fit nicely and together. So whatever feels right, we're solidifying these emotional boundaries and responses to the energy. So, okay, I'm not judging at all. Okay, but when I see people driving around in their cars with masks on, what is that? Guys, if you're in a car by yourself driving down the highway, you are not going to catch a virus. That just goes to show how much fear people are living in, and they're not listening to their intuition. They're not listening to your heart. Because if you listen to yourself, or if you would do some kind of research or know yourself a little bit, you would realize that half of the shit that they're touting is not real. It's made up. Viruses there's no even point in wearing a mask. 90% of people, if they're going to get it, they're going to get it. Masks are not going to stop. Viruses cannot live without a host, an organic host. An organic host, if it's not like your liver is an organic host, right? Your small intestines, large intestines, your brain. These are different aspects of an organic host. So this is a respiratory illness, right? So if it's in your respiratory system, you cough and you spit right into somebody else's mouth, yeah, that might do it. But even once the phlegm comes out of your throat, it hits oxygen, it immediately starts to die. That's how, you can't give someone, if you have herpes, you can't give someone herpes by giving a handshake. It has to be an open sore going into an open tissue. That's how a virus works. So if you think about this, and that's not that's first freshman year college knowledge. That's actually very common knowledge. So just the fact that they're not letting people into businesses without wearing masks, what is that about? It shows the people, the businesses, the situations that are just feeding the fear or feeding an agenda, right? Because there are many agendas out there right now. But also, it's pretty obvious that the people that are doing that are the ones that are watching CNN, Fox News all day long. The people that know their body, that know themselves, that know that they're healthy, that know how to, our mind should be on strengthening the immune system. And yet none of the big wigs out there, well, a few of them, I think, Dr. Was it Shiva or Shay or Shiv, that Indian PhD that's speaking out about Fauci. That dude knows what's up. And he's telling it like it is. So we really need to stop the fear mongering and stop putting it out there. They're paying money to people that are getting put on ventilators. I mean, come on, guys. Like, the proof is out there. The information is being presented. Like, look at it. Disconnect from that low vibration fear mongering shit. If you go outside and you give someone a hug, you're not going to get sick. You're not. Now, of course, if you're immunocompromised or if, you're very weak or, of course there are though, but generally speaking, even like 90% of people out there, if you're healthy and you're focusing on eating well and you're focused on keeping yourself healthy and mentally in check and in tune, you're going to be fine. This is not a pandemic. Not at all. Okay. Right? High five, baby. We need to shift our focus. And this is the trap. This is the trap of this Pluto-Jupiter conjunction. Pluto and Jupiter brings you deep. It brings you all the way down to the core. Which way are you going to go? Which way? Are you going to go into the fear, which is deep under there, or are you going to go in the love, in the believing? All right. What's a spiritual bodybuilder? Well, that'd be me. Why don't you go to my website, spiritualbodybuilder.com, and you can see what's up. When it comes to bodybuilding, all right, bodybuilding is not just building the physical body. There's the emotional body. There's the etheric body. There's the astral body. There's many different bodies when it comes to a human being. We are multidimensional beings. So spiritual bodybuilding is about building all those bodies. I build my physical body. I build my emotional body to be emotionally strong. I build my etheric body by meditating, by doing yoga, by stretching, by eating clean. All these things are interconnected and interactive as well. So I read energy, and I believe in being balanced and optimized in every single level, every single way that we can be. So I take bodybuilding to a whole different multidimensional level. Bam. Yeah. So you're welcome. Thank you for asking. That. All right. Yeah. So, and this Venus retrograde, from May to about middle of July, this is going to be a big, big deal. Whenever Venus goes retrograde, oh yeah, Kelly, I love it. This retrograde is going to be very, very big. It could bring huge opportunities. It could be big lessons, especially if we have issues energetically when it comes to relationships and or money, or relationship to money, or significant intimate relationships. So it's going to highlight all the things that we do to sabotage ourselves, that we play victim with, or we're not handling in an adult responsible fashion. And it's going to throw it in our face, just like what we have going on now. Our own personal shit's going through our face, but it's going to start to more directional and more specific with our energy. So we have to make sure that, Venus retrograde can bring in the most seductive, transformative, oh my God, this is everything I've ever wanted. But is it everything? What's the fine print? We have to look at the fine print. And so, we have to watch that impulse control, and we have to watch ourselves when it comes to diving into the treats that we like to say. It's sort of like, a cheat meal, right? And you can have a little cheat meal every now and then. You can eat something good to reward yourself. But if you start eating fast food every day, that's no good. So that's what we have to be careful of. We just got to bring it right back, just a little. And we do that by keeping ourselves in check energetically. And this, in the finishing up of the North Node in Cancer, after it gets to Gemini, it's like, okay, we went through this 18-month cycle to learn to solidify these emotions. Now, it's going to be a test. Have you solidified those emotions? Where are you at in your emotional boundaries? Where are you at in your energetic strength and your honesty with yourself? Let's see. The universe can be like, all right, this is what you really want. This is what you really want. This is what you really want. Okay. You sure? Here you go. It's yours. we are setting up our lives for the next 35 years, guys. This is like going to be for the rest of our lives. So pay attention to that. And, I personally, I don't think that this shit's going to slow down. I think it's going to continue to evolve into different things. They're going to take this and they're going to throw it over this way. And, like we're going to have a new type of virus over here. And we're going to have new restricting laws over here. And they're going to try to take away a little bit more of our rights over here. And eventually it's going to get to a point. It's going to get to a boiling point where shit's going to break and we're going to have to change it, right? We're going to have to start a, can anyone say revolution? I definitely see revolution coming on big time. So Americans need to stand up for what they believe in. People all over the world need to stand up for what they believe in. But we have to do it in a connected way. The age of Aquarius. It's all about the humanitarian, but it's weird because Aquarius can be connected yet also dissociated. Like we all want to see like better things happening in humanity, right? We want to see people just doing better, making better choices, making better decisions. We all want to help each other out, but then we all get stuck in our own shit, right? So we have to get ourselves out of being stuck in our own shit and go into, okay. But in order to be able to do that, we have to face and work through our own shit, because if it's sitting there, it's not going to let us get away. So right now is that time to face our emotions, to face the feelings and not numb it out. Okay. Have fun. Yes. Move forward in life, but just make sure that you're very aware of every thought and action and emotion that you have. Okay. So they closed the tennis courts. What the fuck? I've noticed that they've closed like nutrition stores here in Vegas, but yet the fast food joints are still open. How the fuck does that work? Like there's no thought process, but if you look at how it's working, it's almost like, all right, so the companies that have more money are somehow able to stay open, or the companies that have certain pull in certain directions. It's scandalous. It's fucked up. I know even the governor here in Las Vegas he's on the side that wants to he made it illegal for doctors to write prescriptions for the hydroxyquinone shit that's been efficient for the COVID-19 people. Hello from Mykonos. Hey, what's up, Nectar? What means to have Venus retro at your birthday? So Venus retrograde on your birthday, so that means you're gonna be in your head. It's similar to Mercury retrograde, but in regards to relationships and money. So there's something that you need to learn, and that's going to be happening in your solar chart. That's going to be the theme for your year. That's going to mean that you're going to have some learned lessons when it comes to relationships. You have something deep fundamentally that you have to learn and grow through, and with your relationship to money. Okay. So of course, it all depends on the different aspects you have that are going to that. So it could be good or bad. Like I actually, a couple years ago in 2014, I think, or 15, in Venus retrograde, I met the woman I felt I was madly in love with for years. That clearly it didn't work out. But it was one of the greatest learned lessons and growth potentiators of my entire life. And I'm eternally grateful for it, for the experience. Now I know exactly what I want, why I want it, and how to be, and what it forced me to face myself in ways that I didn't even know I had to face myself. Right. So, Queenie was banned under the Bill Clinton administration. The supplement that helps. Yeah. So these people that are pro the vaccine buying astrology. No, this is tropical astrology. I've studied a bunch of different kinds, but I mean, there's so many different kinds out there. Like equal house tropical astrology is what I resonate with the most, and that's where I channel my energy from. Right? You're welcome, Nectar. I got you. So we have the people that want to implement mandatory vaccines, which I don't think is ever going to happen. Fuck no, I'm not injecting myself in any of that shit. And then we have other people that are showing this proven method that helps the body recover and works. And I mean, there are many ways to overcome, this shit. Combo is another great way. it just it strengthens your immune system. Even like infrared sauna and cryotherapy, amazing for boosting the immune system. Yet they've closed down all those places as well. How the fuck does that make sense? There's nobody up at the top talking about all these natural ways to be able to do this stuff, and it's bullshit. So you have to ask. You question everything right now. We must question everything. What is that? Big boy pieces, girls? I have no idea what that means, brother. Yeah. So be aware, be hyper. I don't want to say hyper vigilant because that's not exactly a positive state to be, but just be connected with the self. Disconnect from all this technology shit every now and then. Okay. Very important to be able to stay grounded, but I just want to hop on here for a little bit. I love you all. I love all you guys. Please go check out my website, spiritualbodybuilder.com. Check out my opportunity community. It's filling up fast. First 100 people get my 4-week transformational protocol free. So check that out. This is a $4.99 subscription to get into the opportunity community. We're making shit happen. We're loving it. Pisces girls? You mean Pisces? I don't understand. I don't understand what that means. Sorry, brother. But anyways, yeah, thank you so much. I love you guys, and I'll be talking to you real soon.